전체를 그냥
아, 냄새. 아, 냄새. 아, 디스커스팅한 냄새가 나요.
Hello, welcome. Hi, I'm your friendly drama queen, and today I've woken up and chosen violence. I I want to talk about something that truly angers me, and that is just ranking some of the most intolerable, god awful male leads that I've ever watched in Korean dramas. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe if you already have not. We're a fun time over here. We discuss a lot of Asian dramas, commentary. It's fun. Just do it. First off, I think it's common knowledge that when it comes to Korean dramas, the bar is set really high for real life men, you know, because they be taking romantic gestures to the absolute most. And I won't take that away from them, because for every like 10 dramas I watch, maybe I hate one male lead. But I'm here today to talk about that one, that 10% of it. Like, a lot of Korean dramas have these normalized toxic behaviors expected in male leads, and that's not going to be the reason I rank some of these. Like, there's just the usual extreme possessiveness, jealousy, slight manipulation, sometimes heavy manipulation. But that's not the main reasons I'm gonna give for this list. Let's get into it. Okay, at number 5, no one does vanity like Ji Sung-joon from She Was Pretty. Oh my gosh, this man was pretty much like, ugly people should never laugh every time the female lead spoke. She wasn't even ugly, she just had curly hair, glasses, and freckles, and he was repulsed by her. So, just a brief summary of what She Was Pretty is about. She Was Pretty is about two childhood friends. Hae-jin, a woman who used to be attractive when she was little, but now her looks and her fortune are a little bit on the, not so great side. And she reconnects with her friend, Sung-jin, who is unaware of her current appearance. And he remembers her as being the pretty childhood friend. So when he meets her again, he doesn't recognize her, and she doesn't want to tell him it's her. So they just have this whole back and forth as they fall in love again, essentially. I barely got through the first episodes of this drama because I couldn't believe how mean he was to her. He was so mean. It's like every chance he got, he would remind her that she was not beautiful or pretty or like whatever, up to his standards. Like, there was even a scene where he just like tells her that she's not worthy of having her name because it belonged to, the pretty childhood friend in his mind. Of course, he didn't know who he was talking to then, but it was just like, he did not suffer enough for me to think like they should be together after all the shit he pulled in the first half of the series. Number 4, we have Mr. Superstar himself, Rain, playing Lee Young-jae in Full House. This drama was a hit, and it was actually an old one, probably like the beginning. This is like the mother of K-dramas that like made way for a lot of the tropes. But I hated this character so much. This drama is essentially about a spoiled movie star and an aspiring writer who they end up living together because she gets scammed out of her house by her friends. So then he offers her a job begrudgingly as his housekeeper to stay in, so she's not homeless. And then they end up in a marriage contract as well to help him get through a scandal, and then they fall in love. It has all the tropes. They're living together, they're doing a fake dating situation, and he's mean to her. I couldn't stand the male lead. I watched it years ago. I couldn't stand him then. I watched it last year and I still couldn't stand it, and I couldn't even rewatch it again for this video because the thought of me getting through it just made me wanna do anything else. Okay, he spent a good portion of the drama just treating her like a maid, essentially. I mean, I know he hired her as one, but even when he was starting to catch feelings, it was still very much condescension, rudeness. Just, he took too long to come around. And then when he was finally like making a way, they signified this by having him offer to do chores. So the misogyny in this drama is just like, it was too much for me. Number 3. Here we have master manipulator Lee Hyuk from The Last Empress. Now I know this drama was just a hot pile of steaming trash. It was a mess, a train wreck, but I stuck through it. You know, train wrecks can be entertaining. It was entertaining from a detached perspective, but I was generally confused as to who the male lead was until maybe the last few episodes, and then I was like, oh no, they really want to select this emperor. They do. They want us to ship him with the female lead, which is crazy. Okay, so before I get into it, I'm getting heated with this one. The Last Empress is about Oh Sunny, a musical actress. It's based in an alternate universe where Korea is a monarchy. She marries the emperor and becomes involved with a power struggle within the palace. There's a murder investigation, there's a bodyguard. It's a lot, but essentially the love story I think they're trying to sell us here was between Oh Sunny, the emperor, and the bodyguard, okay? Now, the emperor himself, straight up awful, okay? The manipulation to the max, the lying heavy. He cheats on her, he gaslights her when she finds out he's cheated on her. He even tries to murder her at some point. I mean, it's crazy that this drama expects us to ship them after all of this. After he did all of that, they were trying to give him a redemption arc, and it was just so... I was not having it. I don't know if anyone truly wished them to end up together, but this was just the worst couple I've ever seen on K-drama. So he can have the number 3 spot. Number 2, we're gonna give that up to Baek Sung-jo from Playful Kiss. I laugh as I say this because I'm convinced he never liked her. Even after they married and they got through everything, I was like, this man doesn't like this girl. Nothing he does shows that he likes her. So Playful Kiss is a drama about a clumsy student. She's not very smart. That's gonna be so important. She's not smart. And she falls in love with a genius student called Baek Sung-jo. She ends up living with him when her family home collapses, and then the drama is essentially about her trying to win his love. So she's not great here either, but he was particularly awful. He rejected her in so many different ways for so long, but also kind of sent mixed signals. It was really hard to watch him because he never communicated with her. I don't feel like he ever regarded her as someone he could even have a mature conversation with. He was just so smart and so genius that he couldn't be bothered to explain his thinking or his feelings. He would just look at her with disdain and just go on about his day and do what he wanted to do. And my problem was she never called him out on it either. The female lead wasn't the best here because the desperation was real, but the male lead definitely took advantage of her desperation, and so that just made him not so great in my books. And finally, at number 1, the one that makes my blood boil, that has to go to Gun Jin-pyo from Boys Over Flowers. I mean, no one is as bad as he was. Boys Over Flowers is possibly one of the most popular Korean dramas ever, I want to say. It used to be the go-to recommendations for drama newbies. Now we just look back in horror what the hell was that? But I mean, I look back in horror. Maybe some people do still feel nostalgic and are endeared deeply to that drama. But Boys Over Flowers is essentially about a poor student, Jandy, who ends up attending a prestigious school ran by 4 wealthy students. They call themselves the F4. They're essentially bullies. And their leader, Gun Jin-pyo, ends up crossing paths and ultimately fall in love with Gun Jandy when she dares to defy them. He was a literal bully, okay? This never changes. He was a bully. His bullying was so bad that the drama starts off in episode 1 with a character trying to commit... Can I say that word? Trying to unalive himself because he couldn't stand the bullying from F4. Okay? We don't acknowledge how bad the bullying was. Okay, and then number 2, he kidnaps the female lead at some point, throws money at her and is just like baffled when she doesn't like fall on her feet and is like in love with him. At some point, he hires students to scare her, and that almost results in her getting like, can I say that word? Schmaped? This is extremely glossed over, okay? He felt so entitled towards the female lead, and how he acted on it was just so hard to watch. Definitely was the worst male lead ever. Okay, so that's it for ranking top 5 worst K-drama leads. I would love to hear from you guys. Love to know what are some male leads that you thought were awful. Do you agree with my ranking? Let me know in the comments. Let's chat. It's your girl, Friendly Drama Queen, signing off, and see you at our next video. Bye!